Yeah, hi there, and you're one of my students in my online TOEFL course here, and you're also a student at California State University, San Bernardino. So in this video, I want to take a look at your integrated writing right now, and we have a midterm coming up on Monday, right? So let's see how you're doing. So your goal here was to just state the main point of both the reading and the listening passage. So you say the author in the reading passage claims, you might say that fast food restaurants make people, and use the adjective here. I would say make people obese. And then you might say here, get rid of this part, just say, and the speaker. This is my fault. I think I gave you the wrong word here, but it should be the speaker in the lecture refutes each of those points. So far, your introduction is connecting the two main points, which is good. So it says, in the reading passage, the author claims that fast food chains provide fast and cheap food. Instead of saying it, you might say which. Now what you want to do here, which makes people to obese, you're using almost the same grammar. You want to show that you can use a variety of grammatical structures. But if you want to do that, then you would just do this. Okay, now what you're not doing here you need to state what the main point in the lecture is, right? So let's take a look at this. So it says, let's discuss the causes of obesity before we blame it on fast food chains. If you're not active and sit down in front of a TV, you will gain weight. So obesity is caused by an inactive lifestyle along with consuming more calories. So the lecture says that, let's say, sedentary lifestyle combined with eating too much causes obesity. Okay, now here's the key. This is what you didn't do. You need to do this on Monday. You need to make sure that you state this information, because this shows us what the lecture is saying and how the lecture is different from what you read in the reading passage. All right, let's go to the next one. Okay, the next idea here, it says, for the reading, we have the second point, fast food also contributes to an unhealthy society because the options, this is what you're not saying, the options for fast food are limited. This is a pretty big idea. So instead of saying all of this, you just say plagued with are limited, right? That's important. It's this second sentence that really is important here. And then you notice in the rest of the paragraph, the writer gives examples to illustrate that point. Now we have to go to the to the lecture. It says fast Fast food chains do serve mostly fat and cholesterol-driven foods, but have now created options like apples or fruit and more salad options. Then you might want to say conversely, we'll say here, you got to say that. This information, if you don't mention anything from the lecture on Monday, you will only get half of the score that you need, because remember, what I'm trying to find out here, I want to make sure that you can read and understand the main points in the reading passage that you see. I'm also trying to understand if you can identify the most important points in a lecture and show how they connect to the points in the reading. And right now, you're not really showing me that. You're showing me that you do not understand anything from the lecture. Okay, now let's go to the last one. You might even say this. You might say, even though there is a lot of fatty foods, the speaker claims that fast food chains provide healthier options for customers such as fruits and salads. Okay, the last one here we got finally, and let's look at the reading point here. We have the writer contends that fast food restaurants encourage gluttony. Again, you're not saying anything from the lecture. This is not a good strategy for you. So what does it say in the lecture? It says, fast food chains do not necessarily promote gluttony. One can overcome gluttony simply by not eating and drinking large amounts from fast food chains every day. So that's a key idea, and it disagrees with this. Then you can say, in contrast, we'll say should be responsible for controlling how much they eat and drink. So here you might want to say, you can say something like this. To sum up, the reading and the listening passage have different reasons regarding how fast food restaurants contribute to obesity and are dangerous to people's health in the United States. That's what you're looking at. Okay, so the problem with yours is basically you only talked about the information in the reading passage. You ignored all the information in the lecture, so that's not a good idea. So let's read this one more time. All right? So the author in the reading passage claims that fast food restaurants make people obese, and the speaker in the lecture refutes each of those points. First, in the reading passage, the author claims that fast food restaurant chains provide fast and cheap food, which makes people obese. However, the speaker in the lecture says that a sedentary lifestyle combined with eating too much causes obesity. Second, the author states that fast food contributes to an unhealthy society that is plagued with disease because the options at the restaurant chains are limited. Conversely, even though there is a lot of fatty foods, the speaker claims that fast food chains provide healthier options for customers such as fruits and salads. Finally, the writer in the reading passage contends that fast food restaurants promote gluttony. In contrast, the speaker in the lecture claims that customers, not the restaurants, should be responsible for controlling how much they eat and drink. Right? So that's what it needs to look at, what you need to do. Now the question is, what is your score on this practice test, right? And why? Now, I'm going to give you 100% for doing the assignment, right? But you should still, I just want you to know what your score is for today. So if you do this same type of writing on Monday, this is a score that you would have gotten, not the score I'm writing in there now. Okay, so on this one, the problem is with the lecture, that's what's killing you really, right? So you've omitted at least one major key point from the lecture. You did more than that. You didn't include any points from the lecture. So you have not demonstrated an understanding of how the information in the lecture is connected to. I'm going to put you right now. Your response contains little meaningful or relevant content from the lecture. That's it. I'll give you a little bit of a score. I'll give you 1.7 out of 12 on this one. Now, for our class, if you want to see what your grade would be, you don't even want to know. Let's say okay, let's take a look at the syllabus. Now, if this were the midterm exam on Monday, so 175, this will put you at 61%. Now, this is a 15-point writing assignment for you, so you do not want to do this on Monday, right? So your main thing, and you can do this, because you understand the structure, you just need to make sure that you put the points in the lecture like that. See that? And then you have to put this information here. And then you need to put this information here. If you can do that, what you did was already pretty good. You just need to make sure you have a complete response. All right, so thank you for doing this.